Hey guys, um, not really much to say today, just decided to make a video. As you can see, my lip has healed since the last time. My voice sounds different today because I've kind of lost it. Um, I'm not really sure why. Coughed a couple of times, but nothing crazy. Um, it's just something that's affecting my voice box and not much else. I, yeah, been this way for the past 3 days, including today. So since Tuesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and now it's Thursday, I've had this problem. I just kind of woke up and my voice, I just kind of lost it all of a sudden. I hope I'm coherent in this video, so whatever. I'm still looking for donations in order to pay off my phone bill, at least 1 month of it, or partial payment. I owe like a little over $100 on my phone bill at the moment. Other than that, I think I'm getting gloves from somewhere, so I should be okay on that. I have a wish list on Throne if people want to pitch in towards getting something. It's just basics on there now. I took off the stupid shit that was on there. Like the only thing I kind of require right now, because I guess we're getting jackets on Christmas. I kind of have a pair of gloves. I forgot about them, but they're pink anyway. But I'm not even sure if they fit me, honestly. The only reason I'm even here today is because it kind of warmed up a little bit tonight, even though it snowed twice today. It was still warm enough. I went outside and I was like, oh, there's like no breeze. It's not bad out, and walked here with my games that I returned. Board games. I mean, if I had a Nintendo Switch, I could actually rent out Nintendo Switch games here. It's kind of nice. But I don't have a Switch. Wish I did, but whatever. No one's going to buy me one, so who cares? Would be nice. But it doesn't matter at all. What else I want to say? Almost better for a different video, I suppose. Not really. It's not much to go over. I made another theory. It's nothing to do with quantum physics or anything like that. In fact, it's pretty well grounded. Basically a theory. Actually, calling it a theory is bad. It's not a theory at all. It's a proposed bill, I suppose, to basically make it where, in essence, the military will be funding SNAP, ACA, and like SNAP, ACA, housing would all be funded by the military. And if you're like, how? Simple. Notice how every single attempt to reduce government spending, not a single one of them even mentions the military budget. Not a single one. Because they know about half, at least 30% of the military budget is waste. Pure waste. That's around $200 to $250 billion. Billion dollars. That is just wasted money. It goes to contractors that sell stuff for 6,000% upcharge just so they can keep their incomes. So I'm like, why not make every single party happy? So Trump wants to set the military budget to $1 trillion. It's currently around 860. So I think let's have the military budget be set at $1 trillion with the caveat that any unspent military funding will not affect current budgets. Basically, the whole use it or lose it, it turns into use it or donate it. Any unspent military funding will be rerouted. It's already spent towards the military budget. It's basically already allocated money. Just have the allocated money that is currently not being used that year and throw it at SNAP, housing, and healthcare.
Pick up that thing right there. Pick it up.
That's up to $300 billion funded into programs that are normally funded by a third of that, or no, a tenth of that. And you might be like, how does this benefit everybody? It makes the rich richer. You might be like, how? How in God's name would giving poor people more stuff make the rich richer? Simple. Taxing the rich is pointless. It's too hard to do. And also the question is, what exactly are you taxing? Because the rich people don't get income. Rich people do not get paid. Rich people borrow. Are you going to tax their debt? Are you going to tax their debt? That's the problem. You basically can't tax the rich because it would actually be an infinite loop. They borrow money to pay the taxes, and then they have to borrow money to pay the taxes, literally endlessly. Their lifestyle would be completely upended, and that makes sense. It's annoying and unfortunate for the rest of us, but that is reality. So, you know what? Let's make them happy. Instead of hoping that, we can tax these rich people and add more money to fund basic programs. Why not we have the military, which is already over budget as it is? Like, instead of taxing like 100 billionaires, 10% of their income, which they don't have any of, or we could just take the lump sum of the unspent military budget and reallocate it to the programs that need that money more. Like, I actually looked at the pie chart from like years ago, like 2017 or something, that showed the military budget, and if you cut it in half, it would still be more than at least at the time. It's changed now, but still. All other countries' military combined was about half our current spending. It's equalized a bit more since, weirdly, somehow. Other nations' militaries have actually gone up to meet ours somehow. I'm not sure if that date is accurate, but but anyway, if you took about half or even a third of the budget, of the military budget, and reallocated to everything else the government does, it would raise every single percentage by 10%. Yeah. Well, between 7 and 10% is how much they would all increase by. That's how much of the pie chart the military budget is. It's not even half. It's like 70% or more of the government budget is basically military spending. Even though they claim, the government spending is like $7 trillion, and are allocating 1/7 of that to the military now. I'm like, it's still not a seventh of the total expenditure. Not even close. The budget might be 7 trillion, but the amount actually spent on programs is a different value than what they're telling you. If you actually look it up online, the data is there. Anyway, regardless, all that's irrelevant. Just some backstory into my thought processes. But anyway, so yeah. I originally thought it could be used to also fund universal basic income, but people will argue about that. Like, oh, they'll use that basic income that they get every month to buy drugs and alcohol and hookers. So I'm like, nah, let's in fact spend it towards something that is basically the exact same thing. Instead of giving them free money they can spend on something else, why not lower their rent costs by the same amount? If they're paying $400 or whatever less per month on rent, that's $400 they can put towards anything else. Suddenly, if people don't have to worry about food, don't have to worry about healthcare, and don't have to worry about rent, the only thing they have to pay for is basically their car stuff and basic necessities. If people suddenly have money to spend, that money goes up the chain. Think about it. Walmart gets richer the more money people have. Like, Walmart has been seeing all-time losses in revenue because nobody has the money to spend. That is the main problem. Literally nobody has money to spend. Nobody's buying TVs anymore. If they do, they're buying the cheapest shit they can get their hands on because that's all they can afford. People literally used to buy $4,000 televisions because they wanted to. People nowadays can't even afford their groceries. According to recent polls, 51% of Americans can't afford their groceries. Half the fucking nation. Half. You know what happens if you suddenly give all these people that can't afford stuff the ability to afford it? The economy booms. If people suddenly have spending money, you know where that spending money goes? In rich people pockets. Small businesses get a bunch. Big businesses get a bunch. Rich people suddenly now have more money because more people are buying product that their businesses are getting. Now their businesses are doing well. Now their net worth is going up. Also, you're removing homeless people from the streets. Property values suddenly are going up. It's a domino effect. Fix America's crumbling foundation already. That is what needs to happen. We need to fix America's crumbling foundations. Once we do that, we can survive and prosper. But right now, the water tower is overfull with water, and termites are nibbling at the base. One of these days, it's going to fall and take the rest of us with it. But here's the funny thing. You fix the base of that water tower, and if the base gets bigger and is able to support more of the water tower gets bigger. Everybody prospers. The whole thing grows at a steady pace. The economy fixes itself. The issue isn't taxing the rich. Should they pay their fair share? Absolutely. But forcing them to do so, the way the economy currently works, it ain't going to fix any problems. And no, I'm not worried about billionaires leaving the country. They've been saying that for 17 years. And if anything, the amount of millionaires has grown. There are literally, there was a statement said that in 17 years of newscasters saying that millionaires are going to leave New York, in that exact same amount of time, in 17 years, the amount of millionaires in New York has doubled. You can't refute facts. You're saying they're leaving. Okay, for everyone that leaves, 2 more show up. So the more that leave, I guess 2 more come in. So if 100 leave, we get 200 more billionaires going into New York. That's the way it looks. So people aren't leaving. People are just getting displaced. The billionaires are getting displaced. They're not leaving. They're threatening to leave and they haven't. Because they won't. They can't. They have too much of their infrastructure in one place. That's how billionaires work. It's all infrastructure. Could they move out? Yeah. But they can't move out their businesses. They can't move out their assets. The thing that makes them billionaires is what they own. Their whole title of being a billionaire or a millionaire is owning that much property, not having that much in their bank account. Their bank account probably only has maybe $300,000 in it at any one time. That is actual money. That isn't, borrowed from a bank. But yeah, it's just my idea. Let's have the military fund basic programs. I bet if we did that, the military would be as frugal as possible. And here's the other silver lining. There's a lot of work in the Pentagon and other offices to calculate, basically the budgets for every single military anything. Excuse me. Here's the kicker. They don't have to do budgeting anymore. If you have whatever their current budgets are as a fixed value, increased by inflation, obviously. You have their current budgets at a set value. They are able to request more if needed, and all it does is reset it back to whatever that set value is. And the only time that value gets increased is if they keep making requests to increase it, then it'll slowly go up. Budgets will never go down because there's no reason for a budget to go down, because any unspent budget gets donated. They don't lose it. They don't lose a penny. It's money they just didn't bother spending. They didn't need to. Any excess money that they don't spend, instead of just wasting it carpet bombing just wasting $200,000 worth of equipment in one day just because you wanted to, because you're trying to spend what's left of your budget. So instead of all this absolute actual waste, let's move this actual waste, the main thing that Doge and Trump has been trying to get at and promising the American people. Take the actual government waste, the 30% of the military budget that is pure gibberish and unused, and put it towards programs. Each 10% going towards, housing, basically Section 8. Like 10% of that budget, Section 8. Another 10% of that budget, SNAP. And the other 10% of that budget going towards ACA, healthcare, basically. And just to make the deal even sweeter and even better, like the military would very favor this, make it where that money that they donate is first come, first served for veteran help organizations. Veterans get that money first, then the rest of us get it. There are so many unhelped veterans, it's not even funny. So, if the military has the ability to help veterans and any spillover money goes to the rest of us, yeah, there's going to be a lot of spillover money. There's not that many veterans compared to regular people. Not even close. But the amount of veterans is still more than the current veteran system can handle. The veteran system is barely funded as it is. So, yeah, that's all we have to do. I'm probably planning on taking my ideas, putting them in a very well said and done format, and possibly sending it out to some congressperson or something and seeing what happens. Because trickle-down economics doesn't work. The economy goes from bottom to top. You know what they say? You need workers. Workers are how you make money. For every worker you pay, you get probably 10 times what you paid them back in value per day out of that worker for most businesses. And that's probably minimum. I mean, hell, Steam, Valve has so few employees. Each of their employees is probably worth like $10,000 each, $100,000 each. The more money people have, the more they'll spend, which means the more the economy gets boosted. Because right now, no one can afford anything. So take care of people's basic needs, and what little they are able to actually work and earn, they are able to spend. They should have to, like, basically, money that they earn should be theirs to spend. Like, housing should be something of a requirement. I hate being homeless. Even if I'm just renting a room in someone's home, I should be given a small check, basically, that goes to my landlord that allows me to live there. I don't see a cent of that money. In fact, that money is only paid to me in the sense that it's money I don't spend. So it's money I can spend elsewhere. And do my part in putting money into the economy by being a consumer. I think people in the government have forgotten that the economy relies on consumers. We are overly relying on producers. The consumers are suffering and are unable to purchase what is currently being produced. The problem isn't a supply issue. The problem is literally we cannot afford anything. So that's my 23.5-minute talk. I don't think I really have much else to say. Oh, okay, one little tidbit at the end of this video, sorry. I'm having my third autism ADHD diagnosis on Monday, and she says that I almost certainly have it. I am stage 1. It's like 3 stages, I guess. I'm stage 1 autism ADHD. I definitely have everything. So I'll get my official diagnosis on Monday. So that's something to look forward to. So the rest of you can suck it. Can't say I'm just self-diagnosed. Anyway, that's really all. If people wanted to donate, that money will go towards my phone bill, and that's basically it. It'll go towards my phone bill. I don't really have a need to spend money on anything else right now. Literally just my phone bill. I would really appreciate it. Bradley Dragon out. Good night and happy holidays.